Hello Virgo, thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Art Nouveau, I want to say that's what I'm supposed to say. It's by Matt Myers, hopefully it's focusing. It's from circa 1989, but if you'd like to look up that artist or have questions about that person, there you go. Supportive Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen. There's Gretchen's last name. So that way, if you want to look up those people or anything they do, you have the correct spelling. Just rewind the video and pause it there, and you got it right there for you. Okay. Virgo. That's okay. Before we just start micromanaging, or okay, let's see. What do we got here for Virgo? Starting off, there's you got the Six of Wands with the Four of Cups, which is very contradictory. That's not being happy with what you have, but feeling like you're successful. The Grief card is right here in the back. So all of this together is telling me everything is not bad. It's like you've made out pretty good on this situation. Things have gone pretty well, but it may not be the situation. Like the situation itself may be successful. It's who you have to deal with to make it successful. That's the problem. And feeling like, oh my gosh, is this the only way I can have success with this? Is this literally the only way I can have success with this is to deal with this person? The situation is actually going very well. You got joy here. Like the situation itself is good, but it's the person you have to deal with. Like things are going well, but you're like, do I have to keep them with this? Do I have to have this with them? I don't want to do this with them. And the trickster energies in the environment, kind of like, you know, it's like I feel like it's the way they communicate with you or the way they talk to you. It could be a practical joker type energy, which just, you don't like it. You just don't like it. I don't know if this, it says trickster or trickery. I'm getting like a trickster, like a practical joker. You just don't, it's just not your thing. And you just don't like it. You just don't like it. And that's fine. I don't see why that's a problem, but it's kind of like there's success here. This is going good, but I just really don't want to deal with this person. Now, is this person really negative? I don't think so. I just feel like you don't like their attitude. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I don't feel like they're coming for you or they have, like you got to watch your back for the knife handle or anything like that. I don't think it's like that. It's just you don't like that. You just don't like this, the way they talk to you, the way they work. You're just not a fan of it. But they're not coming to get you or like setting you up. I don't feel that energy there. But the thing is, you seem to keep having to deal with this person. And they might know, you might have told them that you really don't care for them. Even though the situation's good, you've tried to kind of let them know, like, I don't really like you. Please leave me alone. Unless we have to deal with each other, I'd rather not deal with you. Impartial with guilt and the Nine of Swords. I feel like you kind of hurt this person's feelings. You didn't really set out to do that, but you're noticing that. But on the other side, it's like you really don't want to deal with them, but you're kind of feeling like maybe you were a little too harsh. And the guilt here with the Nine of Swords is telling me you feel a little bit kind of like, well, they do a good job. Like, they do get this situation done. But you're kind of like, I don't really want... Like, the impartial right here behind it is kind of like you're trying to, like, balance it out. Like, yeah, but I really don't like dealing with them. And it's because of the way they treat me or the way they talk to me. And there's stress with this. So it's kind of like you're not looking to be mean to somebody, but you still don't feel like you should have to hold back how you feel. It's a complicated situation, yet again, still the situation is going very well with the Nine of Cups. Things are going well with the situation overall. Again, it's just this person, you don't really want to deal with them. And they're there. They're just there, they're there, they're there, they're there. You have made your point with this person, though. Something is happening here. Okay, so which is coming forth first? I feel like you're seeing them kind of slip away. This is on their side. It's the wisdom with the dissipating. Literally because they know you don't want to deal with them. They're finding something else. They're moving on. I'm getting the dissipating, like the connection with you, they're dissipating from that. They're kind of fading away from that. The wisdom is saying they know that you don't care to deal with them. So they're deciding to move on from this. Whatever this is, they're changing their connection to the situation. At this point, you got impatience with the Wheel of Fortune. But there's a weird energy here, kind of like things are going to change now, but now it's kind of like, uh-oh. I had success with this person. I just didn't like their personality. Now it's like, now the situation has kind of been thrown up in the air and there's a little bit of a gamble going on here. The situation is in question. The Seven of Cups is wonder, dreams, wondering what's going to come next, not really having a solid footing, not knowing where it's going to land next, wondering what's going to come next. That's the Seven of Cups in this situation, because it's like one person is dreaming, the other person is the dream, and it's kind of like, where is this next going to go? What's going to happen next? It's just all in thought. It's all in hopes or fears, if you will. And I'm getting here, you're trying to figure out what's going to happen next. The wheel has turned, but it's the impatience. It says impatience, but I'm more concentrated on the like this person trying to grab something. I feel like you're trying to hold on to something or try to understand it. If you can get your hands on it, you can understand it. And you can't at this point. Things are changing. And now that things are changing, it's kind of like, uh-oh. Now we're in the land of gamble. It's gambling. What's going to happen next? The Death card comes in. Right behind the Death card comes the King of Coins, which is the King of Pentacles, Earth. Virgo's Earth. The King of Coins is Earth. So you have something coming forward next. But there is a replacement. Is this a person? I don't feel like this is a person. I just feel like the situation is going to rebalance. I feel like you're going to create a new balance because it's Earth. That makes sense. Okay. So this one person's going to leave. You're going to find another way to balance it. You're going to seem to have more control in this situation and decide how you really want it to balance. The ball's in your court. The ball is literally, you finally got a hold of that ball that you were reaching for on this card, and now the ball is in your court. You have control of the ball. When this moves on, though, when this other person moves on, they literally feel like that was the right thing to do. They're moving towards something else where the energy fits. That's the thing with this whole situation. Neither of you were bad people. Nobody was a bad person here. Personalities just didn't mesh. That was it. That was all it was. So they're going on somewhere where they fit better. That's the whole reason they're going. Ironically, when this moves on, okay, it's got instinct, insecurity, and completion on your side. You're worried about what's coming in next. It's kind of like you were dealing with somebody, it was the personality was the only problem, but the work or whatever needed to get done got done, and it was very successful. So it's kind of like, well, if that was the only problem, maybe that wasn't that bad at this point, is what I think you're feeling. Instinct and insecurity is kind of like, oh boy, maybe I should have given that person a little bit better time. Maybe I shouldn't have been so harsh on them. It really wasn't that bad because at least it worked out. Now I don't know what's coming my way. What is coming your way is the good question. Completion, like this part is over. This person is walking away. They're moving on. This is empowerment. You need to remember that this part going forward, you get to set the tone is what I'm getting. So when the next person pulls in, Stay on point, stay in control, set the tone right off the bat. Set the tone with what you want there, what you're going to allow, what you're not going to allow. You have the power to set the tone right off the bat. I get bittersweet with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is kind of like, all right, that last situation passed on, moved on, left. I like the work ethic. I like the work ethic. They got things done the way I needed them to, but I didn't like the personality. The personality just didn't mesh. Nobody was a bad person. Again, nobody was a bad person. When this next one comes in, you got to set the tone correctly. How you want to be talked to, how you want conversations between the two of you to go, and the expected work ethic, and not to let anybody closer into the situation that's not going to respect the work ethic the way you need it to be respected. I don't think anything is bad here. I feel like at the end of this, you might feel a little bit bothered in the sense of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have given that person such a hard time. Maybe I shouldn't have given them a hard time, whoever they were. I'm getting that's not a problem. All you need to do is stay on point and keep your sights focused on what's coming next and define it for what you want it. Focus on the next. Let go of the past and focus on the next, and what you want, you'll be fine. You will be fine. I think we're good. Just focus on the forward and you'll be okay. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.